Buttercream. Sweet, fluffy, decadent goodness. It is irresistible and very simple to make, but sometimes there just is no time, or we do not have the ingredients at hand, so we resort to the store-bought frosting. We have tried a whole lot of different ones, and we have found the very best brands. Where to find the best store-bought frosting? You can make an informed decision next time you are at the grocery store. Without further ado, here are the best pre-made buttercream frosting brands you can find, and how to get the best out of them. Duncan Hines Creamy Homestyle. This is one of our favorites. It does not taste like oil or plastic. It was actually creamy and very rich. It reminded us of our own homemade buttercream, and that is a high compliment. Maybe it is because it does not use high fructose corn syrup, but we found that it does not taste just sweet. It tastes buttery. Betty Crocker Rich and Creamy Frosting. The baking giant is mass-marketed everywhere, and its frosting is great too, in our opinion. Of course, it is a bit overpowering in its sweetness, but its texture was the best. It seemed as though it was a marshmallow spread, bouncy and fluffy. What we also love about this brand is the variety of flavors available. There is, of course, plain white vanilla, but we also found coconut pecan, lemon, cream cheese, rainbow chip, and even Hershey's milk chocolate. Pillsbury. We found that Pillsbury's frosting had a chemical, almost plasticky aftertaste that we did not appreciate. Regarding its vanilla varieties, apparently, there is a lot of shortening in it, almost as if it was straight up Crisco with 3 times the amount of sugar we would add to our homemade buttercream. The exception was its chocolate fudge. It is really thick and, although we still found it to be gritty, this reminded us of real fudge. We love using it on top of cupcakes and adding some chopped dark chocolate on top, amazingly decadent. How to make canned frosting taste homemade. Does not matter which brand you buy, it is still not going to compare to homemade, but we have some amazing tips you can put to good use. They are quick and easy and nobody will notice that you did not make it yourself. How to improve the texture. Canned frosting tends to be dense and can be hard to spread. And even if it is the right consistency, one might not be enough to cover a cake made in a large pan. To solve this, we recommend you whip store-bought frosting yourself. Whipping it will incorporate air. This will make it light and fluffy. Why use regular frosting instead of the whipped kind? It is hard to make a canned product maintain air bubbles and still be shelf-stable, so whipping it yourself is a foolproof way of getting that whipped texture. An electric or handheld mixer is the way to go, as it will help you get the desired effect faster. Incorporating air does not only mean better texture though. It is also a way of saving. You can get the mixture to rise at least by 50%. Increasing the amount of total frosting will dilute the sweetness as well, so it solves 2 issues at once. If you do not want to whip it, but it is still too dense, you can dilute it by adding a tablespoon of milk and mixing well. This will make it softer, but be careful with overdoing it as it can turn runny. If it is too soft, you can always harden it by adding a bit of cornstarch. How to cut down the sweetness. The store-bought frosting has insane amounts of sugar in it that make it unpalatable for many people. There are a few ways in which to make it taste better. One of them is by whipping it, increasing its volume, as we described before. Another way to increase the total amount of frosting is to add 8 ounces of cream cheese per regular can of frosting. This will dilute the sugar and add richness to the product. You can also try adding a pinch of salt and/or a teaspoon of fruit juice. We really love adding some lemon juice to frosting ourselves, it gives it a kick. Other tips. Remember, you can always change the color of the frosting by adding some food coloring. This will let you use it as pipeable decoration on cupcakes, for example, or to create a design over a cake. You can also alter the flavor by adding some flavored syrup or extract. If you happen to have vanilla frosting in your pantry and want to spice it up, you can always add a bit of extra vanilla too. Another way of doing it is by adding a packet of Jell-O. There are infinite possibilities to make your store-bought frosting not only taste amazing, but also look incredible. Get creative. Whatever brand you like the best, there is always room to make it even better. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.